Allegiance, a moment of silence. If you would please stand with me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 1.2, adoption of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
Moving to adopt the agenda.
I'll second.
All right. Is there any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right. Item 2.1, board report. Do we have any reports from the board? Start over here.
I do.
Okay.
On March 12th, I visited O.C. Johnson because they have a wonderful food pantry, and it's a definite asset to the surrounding community. The food pantry distribution promptly started at 8 a.m., and the wonderful principal there, Angela Logan, she was there promptly checking people in on the computer system. She was assisted by her staff members, Martha Leon, Fatima Reese, Amanda Salas Ibarra, no relation, and Sarah Lee. The smiles on the faces of the recipients was touching. I just like to really thank the above listed staff members. You guys are golden. I would also like to mention the Yuma Food Bank employees, Philip Davis, who is the operation and production service manager at the Yuma Food Bank, and the truck driver Jorge Villalobos. They're consummate professionals, and not only did they deliver the food in a truck to O.C. Johnson, they assisted with the food distribution and the cleanup. Finally, I would like to talk about O.C. Johnson's school secretary, Donna Maratz, is also a consummate professional, and just being there and seeing what a school does for a community, to go out there and have these people, and anyone can come and get their food, and they get checked in, and just to see the looks on their face. So if you ever get a chance to go there to their food pantry, it's just a great feeling, and it was wonderful. I also visited the Castle Dome Middle School because I wanted the update on the chillers, and they have the temporary chillers up, and they're gigantic. It's a big giant trailer that's up there. And I would like to commend Mr. Acosta for making this possible, along with his maintenance staff that did a great job, our HVAC maintenance people, to get that school up and running. And it was just a great job by all. Thank you very much. That's my report. Thank you.
So I believe you were with me with Mrs. Alonso over at Woodard Junior High School when we celebrated the awards ceremony for the children. And that was really, it's the second year I went there. It's really amazing to see just how smart these kids are, the awards that they receive. And thank you, Woodard, for hosting that event.
All right, thank you. Moving on to item 2.2, the superintendent's report. First item is high five employee recognition. Ms. McCoy.
Good evening, Mr. President, governing board members. I'm happy to present our high five recognition this evening. This celebrates our fantastic, incredible, valuable employees. And to get started, we have a quick video recognition. To celebrate our employees tonight, we have a special certificate, a high five t-shirt, a thank you card from the governing board, and a special $25 gift card from Chili Pepper. And they continue to support our program every month, so if we can give Chili Pepper a round of applause. And at this time, if I could call up Lacey Young from Ron Watson. Thank you.
Great job, great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Bella Ortiz from Main Cafeteria.
Thank you. Great job.
Abilyn Walker from Alice Byrne.
Congratulations.
April Abbott from ESS. And Jennifer Pineda from Woodard Junior High.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Right. Item 2.2.2, Teacher of the Year nominees 2025-2026, Ms. McCoy.
Mr. President, governing board members, one of the reasons we have a full house tonight is because we have 29 District 1 teachers being celebrated. These teachers were nominated by their peers for the Education Foundation's 2026 Yuma County Teacher of the Year. So tonight we'd like to recognize them with a short video followed by a special customized plaque presentation. All right, so organized by school here, so you can anticipate when your name's going to be called. We have a custom plaque for each one of our 29 fantastic teachers. From Alice Byrne, Daniela Delgado. From Alice Byrne, Teresa Teeter. From Carver, Fernando Gudino. From Carver, Nate Lerma.
Great job, Nate.
From Dome, Lorena Kruger. From Castle Dome, Tatum Roush. From Desert Mesa, Kaylee O'Connor. From Desert Mesa, Charlene Rowe. From Dorothy Hall, Morgan Lee.
Great work, Morgan.
From Dorothy Hall, April Meza Arzola. From Fourth Avenue,
Congratulations.
Harlencia.
Congratulations.
Great work.
Congrats.
Thank you.
From Chula
Congratulations.
Vista, Jonathan Bailey.
Thank you so much.
Way to go, Jonathan.
From McGraw, Claudia Alvarez.
Way to go, buddy.
From McGraw, Samuel Rosales.
Great work, Samuel.
From OC Johnson, Brooke Aguilar.
Great work.
From OC Johnson, Amy Alcantar. From Otondo, Brittany Gonzalez.
Way to go, Brittany.
From Otondo, Jody Schmickel.
Great job,
From
Jody.
Hallcroft, Hannah Martinez.
Good job, man.
From Pecan
Great job.
Grove,
Thank
Martha
you.
Vasquez.
Great job.
From Raleigh, America Moso. From Raleigh, Lauren Tyler.
Great job.
From Ron Watson, McKenna Cassis.
Great job.
From Roosevelt, Julie Camacho.
Good job.
From Roosevelt, Stacy Dykens.
Congratulations.
Great work, Steve.
From Sunrise, Nelly Barrios.
Great job.
From Sunrise, Yolanda Holdwin. From Woodard, Kayla Barker.
Great job.
From Woodard, Amelia.
Congratulations.
Way to go, Camille.
Congratulations.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item 2.2.3, donation recognition. Mr. Ponder.
Mr. President, members of the board, so we did have one larger one this month, which would be anything over $1,000, and that was $1,330.69 to Castle Dome from Taylor Publishing Company for school-wide classroom supplies. And then the rest of the district, we had $340 for district for Dorothy Hall. We had $150 for OC Johnson, $705 for McGraw, $70 at Otondo, $256.15 for Palmcroft, $903.48 at Roosevelt, $200 for Sunrise. The donation for Castle Dome, $250 at Gila Vista, and then the district received $550 for a total of $4,755.32 for the month, and a year-to-date total of $100,915.72. So, thank you to the community.
I like to get all of the recognitions. That's right. Yep. Cool. Item 2.24, art recognition, Mr. Ponder.
All right, Mr. President, members of the board. So this month's display features artwork created by students from Dorothy Hall, OC Johnson, and Price Elementary Schools. So OC Johnson and Price Elementary students have been working very hard throughout the year. As part of their North Carolina Lighthouses project, students studied examples of lighthouses, practiced drawing from observation, and used pencil and tempera paint to create ocean scenes. Through this project, they explored how different shades of blue and white can be blended to realistically capture the movement and appearance of the sea. Additionally, through a series of 3 painting projects, 3D flower pots, Georgia O'Keeffe-inspired flowers, and floral vases, students explored color blending and expressive brushwork. Each piece showcases their developing artistic voice as they experiment with color, form, and composition to create vibrant and meaningful works of art. Dorothy Hall Elementary School students have been working hard all year, and these projects showcase some of what they've learned. Some students created their own clocks while exploring functional art. Others discovered how science and art connect by learning techniques such as aging paper, which they use to create their own maps. Additional projects highlight students' understanding of value, space, color, and other elements and principles of art as they incorporated these concepts into their own original artworks.
Thank you very much. All right. At this point, if anybody, most people have already left if they wanted to. Pause for a moment if anybody else wants to leave. I just wanted to get through all the recognitions of the donations and the art, but we'll pause for a moment, let anybody that wants to leave. Ms. Walden's up next with some great information for all of us.
Big time to go.
You have this effect on people.
Yes.
They're gonna go home and watch it on YouTube, don't worry.
Yes. Well, I didn't think this many people.
Wow.
Make sure you announce.
So the raffle will be after this?
Yeah,
Yes.
this excludes district staff. They have to stay.
They just snuck up with them. They'll never know.
Yeah, we would never know if they left. Start taking attendance or
Right.
something.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Just
We're
had
here
to
for
say
you.
my name and everyone left.
All right, we are moving on to information items. Item 3.1, enrollment. Ms. Walden, dazzle us.
Yes, I will. Please excuse my teeth chattering because it's freezing in here. So cold. Anyway. And I'm worried about the bill, by the way. That's what I think about.
There you go. From the finance director.
Okay, so for the enrollment report, our 140th day enrollment count shows a decline, just over 1%, which is slightly better than what we conservatively planned for, right? So the impact is minimal and the district remains in strong financial standing.
Awesome, thank you. Item 3.2, district financial trends.
Governing board president and members of the board. If you will look at your financial trends report, you'll see that through March 31st, 75% of the fiscal year is complete. Our spending remains below that benchmark, so we're keeping on track. As we approach year-end deadlines, purchase orders will decrease and open items will be closed to better identify available rollover funds. Next month, I will bring the May revision for approval, which will provide a more accurate snapshot of what the year end will look like.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions?
No? All right, well, you'll be back. Item 3.3, school lunch hero day. Thrower, Ms. Thor?
No.
Good evening, members of the governing board. Between preparing healthy food, adhering to strict nutrition standards, navigating through supply chain issues, and offering service with a smile, Yuma School District 1 child nutrition professionals have a lot on their plate. To celebrate their hard work and commitment, Yuma School District 1 will celebrate School Lunch Hero Day on Friday, May 1st, 2026. School Lunch Hero Day provides an opportunity for parents, students, school staff, and communities to thank those who provide healthy meals to nearly 30 million of America's students each school day. All across the country, school nutrition professionals will be honored and recognized by students, school staff, parents, and the community. Please join us in celebrating our Yuma School District 1 Nutrition Heroes on Friday, May 1st, 2026.
What time?
We have a date set for our awards this year is going to be on April 30th, but we have not set a time or a location. So as soon as we do, I know we had a few board members that went to our awards last year. We will send out invitations to everybody on the board so you guys can come if you're able. It's our 11th annual School Nutrition Awards.
Oh, well.
All right, looking forward
Awesome.
to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, dollars in the classroom. Ms. Walden, welcome back.
So. What happened? Okay. Governing board president and governing board members, tonight I'm going to go over kind of an overview of the classroom spending report that the Arizona Auditor General's office puts out. So the purpose of the report is to have transparency, accountability, and for school districts for public to see, right? So that they can see how their tax dollars are being spent. It also gives districts a tool to compare themselves to similar districts and identify opportunities for efficiency and improvement. So we are grouped together with some like districts based on size, location, and demographics, sort of. Anyway.
We are unique.
Is that the next slide? So this was our profile for last year, because this report is based on last school year, okay? So last school year, we had the 18 schools serving the 8,400 kids. We had 16%.
Did you want this up here?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I not share it? I hit share, but I didn't, you're right. I'm sorry, thank you so much. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do Windows K. Thank you. It's not doing you any good if you can't see it.
It lacks a little context.
Sorry about that.
I'll follow along.
4487166.
I'm an auditory learner. I'll be fine.
Thank you for telling me. Or I was done. All right, let's see.
There we go.
And now I want to do a slideshow. Okay, sorry about that. So we'll back up just a minute here. This is the purpose of the report. And like I said, we're grouped together with like districts. This is our profile. So we had 18 schools, 16% of our population was special education, 18% English learners, and we were at the 22% poverty rate for fiscal year 24. They run behind 1 year for that one. And then what I found interesting was that we were at less than 1% enrollment change in the last 5 years. Not a lot of districts can say that statewide. Okay, so what's included in classroom spending? So this particular slide is talking about, or the report talks about two different groups. So one is in the classroom or direct support of the students, and the other is outside of the classroom or indirect support. So these would be the direct support of students, teachers' aides. Some of these job titles that are listed here, I took this right off of ADE, so some of them we don't necessarily have, but this is what the support would be. So in classroom, and then student support would be your counselors, your speech pathologists, your nurses, and then instruction support, your librarians, teacher training, special education directors, instruction-related services. And then this would be your non-classroom spending. So the second group, still very necessary, but not in the classroom, are the indirect student support. Something to note, staff that work in each office of the district are coded as the same as their director or supervisor. So if you notice that administration box, it talks about the superintendent, principals, directors, but it also talks about people who perform tasks like accounting, payroll, purchasing, warehousing. So an example would be the finance department here has 16 people in the department, including the director. They are all coded to administration because that's what the Uniform System of Financial Records tells us to do. So I'm just trying to give you some context behind that particular one, because I think people a lot of times misinterpret what administration means, and it's all the people working together for that director or that supervisor. And then plant operations, food service, and transportation. So this is a breakdown. Classroom spending is 64% and non-classroom spending 36%, and then you can see the percentages listed there for each area. Are there any questions on that so far? Okay. I hope this is not too small, but again, I took this right off of the Auditor General's website. So this is our group. This is our peer group. And this is our peer group for instruction, student support, instruction support, admin, plant operations, and food service, but not transportation. Okay. Transportation is listed there because that's how they put it. But later in the report, they identify transportation being in a different group, not part of this group. So anyway, I did put I highlighted our district in green and then our peer group average in yellow. So you can kind of see where we're at there. we do spend more collectively than our peer average. And the only thing, I mean, I already noted this was that we had less than 1% of change. If you notice the 5-year change in all those other districts,
Double digits.
it's crazy. And there's only one, Levine, that has a 10% increase. So, you know, some of the kids move from one place to another. But those decreases are scary, to say the least.
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
No.
Discussion? Moving along. Sorry. So areas in which our costs are higher than our peer group, okay? So we have administrative costs are higher. And then, of course, our plant operations and our child nutrition. So admin costs, again, include all the staff I mentioned before, right? So it's all the work, all the people working together for the departments. Those are admin costs. That includes maintenance and child nutrition and the principals and their staff. That's all admin. And then plant operations. So this included several projects last year that were included the camera and intercom installation, as well as increased and ongoing needs for repairs, maintenance, and beautifications of our aging schools. Right, so we do have to spend quite a bit more to keep some of those older schools running at tip-top shape. And then child nutrition, we had some increased food and supply costs as well as delivery fees. So something different than our peer group is that we are in Yuma and our peer group is in the valley or nearby large city. And we get a lot of our food from Shamrock and from Aikens and I can't think of it anywhere else, but they bring that down to Yuma, which then causes us to pay an extra fee, right? So I would attribute that to that higher cost. Any questions there? Transportation. So the report says transportation measures are compared using different peer groups because they have found that other factors such as number of miles a district averages for each rider may impact that rider and then impact transportation spending. So although it showed on that first report in the far column that we spend more than our peer group, that was that peer group. We're part of a different peer group for transportation. So our costs are actually low and comparable. All right. So what did I want to say about this one? It was great. In addition to comparing resources, the report also compares student achievement through testing data. Yuma Elementary School District outperforms its peer group across all academic areas with higher percentages in math, ELA, and science. These results demonstrate our investment in instruction and student support are producing strong academic outcomes and reflects the district's continued focus on student achievement and instructional effectiveness. Yay. So this is our peer group for student achievement. It is different than our peer group for operations. This peer group includes our group together based on demographics. So it's different than that first or the second group. We are now in a third group. So if you notice here, yes, we did score higher than our peer average, which is awesome, right? Okay. All right, so some key takeaways here is our attendance is stable, and that's number one. We have to have that, right? Special education population is higher than our peer average. Our English learners is equal to our peer average. Our poverty rate is higher than a peer average. Classroom spending overall, we spend more than our peer average. And then academic achievement, our district has higher test scores than the peer average. And spending differences, to me, are driven by local needs and not by inefficiency. So it's what do our students need? That's how we decide how things need to be spent. Okay. So in closing here, the report reflects our continued commitment to accountability, transparency, and fiscal responsibility. It shows we are not only being responsible stewards of public funds, but that our decisions are producing results for students. We use the report as a tool to evaluate our practices, identify opportunities for greater efficiency, and drive continuous improvement. And in a community like Yuma, where needs continue to grow and evolve, we remain focused on aligning our resources strategically to support high-quality student outcomes. The only other thing I would like to add is that this report, not this report, but the Auditor General's report, is located at on the front page of our website page. At the very bottom, it says Arizona Auditor General's Classroom Site Report. You click on it and it goes right to our report. You can also, if you so choose, look at other districts there, or you can look at the statewide information. Okay, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No. Thank you. That was, I appreciate that report. All right, moving on to item 4, call to the public. Do we have any forms turned in?
We have 2 more, 3.
What's that?
The bottom.
3.5.
3.5 and 3.6.
3.6.
They get cut off.
They must have. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Through the hand.
All right, item 3.5, classroom behavior support update. It's Lagunas.
Mr. President, governing board members, I'm excited to share our update about our behavior response specialist program in our middle schools. So as you know, this is a pilot program this year. So we have 2 middle schools participating. So we're going to go over the different model types that were used at each site, and then some common data points. We'll talk about some instructional opportunities, and really I'm excited to share some of the success indicators, and I'm most excited to share some testimonials. So with it being a pilot, we want to look at the most effective way that we can support our students. So we had one middle school do a cohort model. So that is where they worked with a specific group of a set number of students. And then the other middle school, they did a targeted based, but kind of wider reaching, but also looked at a number of referrals and then behavior incidents. So each one had kind of a different way of identifying the students that they were going to work with. Some of the consistent data points is each site used a check-in, check-out. So if you're unfamiliar with that, that is where some goals are established with the student. There is a person that they meet with in the morning to talk about those goals, have an encouraging talk, go out there and meet those goals today. Then they go through their day, and each teacher that they see will rate how they did with those goals. And at the end of the day, they come back to their checkout with the same person that did the check-in, and they review how did they do with their goals that day. And that person has the opportunity to really encourage and talk about what they, can celebrate, and then things that they might want to focus on. It's really important to have the person that is doing the check-in, check-out not be anybody that's doing any of the ratings, because it makes for a more meaningful conversation with the students. The other thing that they were tracking was referral data. So that is something that was used to for identification and also to talk about some of the effectiveness. And then the other thing is both sites will be doing a teacher survey. They started with the survey in January when the program started, and they will be doing a post survey in May. So I don't have any results of that, but it is something that is part of us measuring the effectiveness of the program. The next thing is to talk about the instructional opportunities that we have with this program. One of the things with the middle school setting is talking about those large settings like the cafeteria or during passing period. So one of their focuses was just to really be out there and to develop that relational support and build connections with students. Both of the programs and the principals expressed that students are very aware of what the support specialist role is, and they are keyed in on the fact that that person is there to help support with behavior and to help them be successful with that. So I thought that was really nice that they recognize that this person is here to support me with behaviors. There was some targeted in-class support. So if there had been places that had had higher levels of referrals or identified needs, then there was some in-class support. And then also some evidence-based skill groups. So through some of the work that they were doing, they were able to identify, oh, we need to do a skill group about this particular thing. So points of success. So reductions in referrals, and this is super exciting. So one of our middle schools shared that from quarter 1 and 2, and now into quarter 3, when the program started in January, they've seen a 50% reduction in their referrals. So I'm like, yay. The other thing is they've seen a 25% reduction in their out-of-school suspensions. So to me, that's a huge indication of this program is being effective. The other thing we talked about was that opportunity to identify students that are in need of tier 3 supports. So if they went through this program and if they were engaged in all of the learning and provided all the supports and still identified as needing additional support, this was the opportunity to say, we've had this really intensive intervention, and now we know we need to refer them to the counselor. Perhaps they need some community support. They need something that is beyond what we are providing on this level of programming. And the other thing, the school that's running the cohort model, students have really had success, and so students are asking to be in the program. So we have a waiting list for a behavior program. So I'm like, all right, kids want to be successful. I'm like, that's pretty darn exciting, right? So I have some testimonials, and I think that this is really important when we talk about middle school, talking about just getting the feel for how it's working and how the kids are engaging. So this is one of our counselors, and just, you can read it, but overall, it's really just talking about how the kids have a positive attitude, that they have been able to witness that as they're out there interacting with the kids. The next one, it's very lengthy, so I'll give you time to read it. I do want to explain the STAR program is what they named the actual cohort program that they were doing. And STAR stands for Success Through Adaptive Resilience. So very cool name. And as they're working through this, they are using the zones of regulation, which was the curriculum that we purchased for part of this program. And they've seen it be really effective when they're providing that skill group that's needed. You'll see the evidence-based curriculum, that is the zones that she's talking about in her testimonial. And also talking about identifying students that need those tier 3 supports. So I think that is just kind of an indication that we're trying to do everything we can to support students with their behavior. And when this level of programming is not working, then we're able to move them to the next level so that we can still work on getting them to a point of success. So hopefully you've all had a chance to read that one. It's a very good testimonial. So we also have teacher testimonials. We have a testimonial from a teacher that's very experienced, has been teaching a very long time. That is Missy Guerra. So she's seen the impact when we're talking about the kids that are participating. Not only is it impacting them, but they're sharing that with their classmates. So you see them now holding their classmates accountable, which is always very exciting. This is also a teacher testimonial. This teacher is emergency certified. And so that is part of some of the structure that was built into the program at this particular middle school, is that they make sure that their student behavior response specialist checks in with any of their classrooms that have substitutes or emergency certified teachers in there. And you can see from the testimonial that that support has been very helpful to the teacher having success. And then my favorite, we have some parent. We do have a parent one, yes. So the students that were participating in the cohort model, this is a testimonial from a parent. So their student did participate for the 6-week that just had their final data collection on April 10th. So it ran for 6 weeks. So these are my favorites. So always my favorite to have like student testimonials. This one, when I first read it, I was like, troubled. I don't like that, but I like that he put it in the past tense. So he talked about feeling like he was troubled before, but now this program has really helped. And I love that he wants other kids to feel that same success. Here's another student testimonial. So when kids are excited and they feel good about going to school and they feel good about their success, that their grades and their behavior are going in the right direction, I think that's always a wonderful indication of a program's success. They're funny. Right. So with that, that concludes my report.
Thank you. It's good to see the program working.
Absolutely.
Good. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. All right, so I have the other items on the agenda now. Item 3.6, compensation recommendation review. Mr. Stoner.
Okay. So every year we go through a compensation recommendation review that the board has to vote on. We all know that, to approve or maybe have recommendations or maybe decline. What I've noticed though is, and this is for the last 2 years, the administration has basically 4 months of compiling their data, putting things together, and coming up with a recommendation. We as a board receive that recommendation maybe 3 weeks before the board meeting. And then we have that board meeting and we have an ultimatum. We either vote to approve it, and if we don't vote to approve it, contracts don't go out on time. What I have trouble with is I would like to be able to have a conversation and not put the board up against the wall, that we either make a decision and say yes, or we compromise contracts not going out on time. So I'd like to have that conversation about how we can maybe have a little bit more timeliness on our side to be able to take that information home, digest it, research it. If there's a recommendation that we need to do on our side, then great. If we agree with it, then great. But I just don't want to be put in that position that we're basically forced to say yes. And because if we don't say yes, we're compromising contracts going out on time. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that.
I hear what you're saying. And I think that having a little bit of time to digest and come back with follow-up questions prior to would be good. Seems like an easy solution would be set 2 meetings, the initial meeting, following week, a follow-up meeting, but if none of the board members have any follow-up questions, that meeting can be canceled. But it does, I mean, it's the week before contracts go out. So, but just provides a little bit of time. It's an important meeting, and it's important that the board members have time to look at it, review it. Comments from other board members?
Is my questions would be to the administration and finance. Is there information and data that you need to be able to make the recommendations for the next year? Is that timing issue?
Sure. the longer we wait, it's better for us in terms of accuracy. But we can certainly look at maybe coming a little bit sooner and then perhaps the second report say, hey, we got a little bit more information. Here's an update to something. What we're kind of looking at and waiting for is information on our insurance updates. We don't usually have that prior to Christmas. So waiting till after Christmas gives us a chance to kind of see how the year is flowing financially from what our insurance rates might do and what kind of flexibility we have there. And then the longer we wait, the better information we get about what the state is kind of looking at for the following year in terms of classroom site fund adjustments that we might be able to anticipate. We get inflation numbers, which would be minimum wage increases by August, September. So that shouldn't have a significant change. So that shouldn't be okay. So we can certainly be flexible, and I would love to, talk with Jamie and Luciano. It's like, hey, what's kind of the latest, earliest kind of swing window we have there to maybe present the most accurate plan we have that gives you guys the most time. I have no qualms with that at all. But it's just a matter of, from a financial standpoint, the longer we wait, the more accurate my information to you will be.
Right. And I understand that. I think that a couple of weeks is bringing it a couple of weeks earlier, if that's something that's doable. I'm not looking at months.
Sure.
I don't think, because I agree, we want to have that data as solid as possible, so we're not, adjusting it.
Right. Okay.
I just don't want to have to come to a board meeting with questions.
Sure.
That's the thing, is when we come to the board meeting, we want to be able to vote solidly, what we think should happen. And so if we have those questions, I like to be able to have time to, like I said, go home, digest the information. And if I have questions, bring those questions back without violating open meeting law, without going through those situations that we do a special meeting, we go into executive if we have to, whatever we have to do, just so that we can all be well informed and be able to answer any questions we may have, rather than just taking it for what it is. And in my, like I said, basically our back is against the wall to either take it or leave it.
Sure.
Right. And we owe it to the teachers to be getting those contracts out as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do not want to stop that.
No.
Yeah.
No, we want to make sure we get that accomplished, so then everyone in administration can do their tasks once it's approved to ensure those contracts are sent out.
Right.
We don't want to lose anybody over a timing issue.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would it be appropriate then for Jamie and Luciano and I to meet and then come back to next month's meeting with, here's where we think we have the most ability to marry the time you guys have with our ability to provide accurate information and kind of flesh out what that might look like. So as we get prepared for next year's budget, we have that window in mind.
Sure.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Mr. Ponder, refresh my memory, when the contracts come out?
They go out, was it March 15th? They go out March 15th. That's the earliest, I believe, by law now that we can send them out. And then there's a 30-day window, I think, for those to be signed and returned.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Some do wait longer, but we like to be first in many ways.
Yep.
That's all I had.
All right. Thank you. Now we're at call to the public. Do we have any forms? None since earlier? Does anybody want to come up and speak that hasn't filled out a form? All right. We'll move on to item 5, consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we approve the consent agenda as written.
I second.
All right. Moved by Mr. Stoner, seconded by Ms. Anderson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Item 6.1, military child resolution. Mr. Ponder.
Mr. President, members of the board, so I do want to take a quick moment to thank Candace for being here. She's very connected to our military families and supports us a great deal on how we can support them and interact with our military families. So Candace is in the back. She wants to raise her hand. We can all just say thank you to Candace. So, but I'll read through the resolution before the board tonight. So Yuma Elementary School District Number 1 Governing Board Resolution for Month of the Military Child. Whereas active duty service members and their families make significant sacrifices in support of our nation's security, demonstrating resilience, courage, and selfless service. And whereas Arizona is home to a large and vibrant military community, with many families residing and serving in and around Yuma County. And whereas military-connected children face unique challenges, including frequent relocations, school transitions, and extended separations from the parents or guardians. And whereas military-connected children are an important and valued part of our school communities, bringing diverse experiences, perspectives, and strengths to our classrooms. And whereas military children and their families serve as an essential source of support and encouragement for armed service members and their communities. And whereas military children should be acknowledged for the sacrifices they make and celebrated for the courage they display as the children of our nation's armed service members. And whereas Yuma School District 1 is committed to supporting the academic success, social emotional well-being, and overall resilience of all military-connected students. And whereas educators, staff, and community partners play a vital role in recognizing and addressing the unique needs of military children. And whereas the month of the military child provides an opportunity to honor the strength, adaptability, and contributions of military-connected children in our schools and community. And whereas the Military Interstate Children's Compact Commission, of which Arizona is a proud member, the Department of War, and various other organizations nationwide recognize April as the month of the military child. Now therefore be it resolved that the Yuma Elementary School District Number 1 Governing Board recognizes and salutes military-connected children by recognizing the month of April 2026 as the month of the military child and April 24th, 2026 as Purple Up Day.
April 24th, awesome. All right, do we have a motion?
Yes, as a proud veteran, move that we accept this as month of the military child for April 26th.
And I will second that. All right, moved by Mr. Ibarra, second by myself. All those in favor to adopt?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Awesome. All right, item 6, consideration to update and clarify the wording of the instructional time model for Yuma Elementary School District 1. Mr. Shepherd.
Thank you. Mr. President, members of the school board, here's some background to this motion. In the 2021 legislative session, House Bill 2862 was passed and enacted, authorizing school districts and charter schools to adopt the instructional time model. ITM is what we, for short. And it's to provide flexibility in the method and manner in which instructional hours are provided for students. This bill became law, ARS 15901.08, and is included in our policy manual and policy IC. It reads, the school district or charter school may satisfy any of the time and hour requirements prescribed in statute in any manner prescribed in the district's or charter school's instructional time model adopted under section 5901.08. Yuma Elementary School District 1 administration presented this plan to the board at the required public hearings on August 25th, 2021, back in COVID. Okay, I want to set the scene. This is August and September of COVID, and we're all 6 feet apart at that time at a school board meeting, okay? And then we came back and did it one more time as required on August 30th, 2021. The purpose of this plan is to provide flexibility so that students who temporarily are unable to attend school, COVID maybe, or an injury, or we're in the hospital right now. We have students, all of that going on, okay? So that flexibility, so students who temporarily or unable to attend school in person can continue their learning remotely. This plan is designed to minimize disruptions to student learning caused by unforeseen health or safety conditions that necessitate an extended absence from the brick and mortar school setting. The approved recommendation, so this is what we approved in August 20 21. It reads as follows. District 1 administration recommends approval of the instructional time model as presented in the 2 public hearings. That's nice, but what it forgot was that it keeps growing. It's in perpetuity in subsequent years. And I don't think it was clear enough. And we've been working with YETC with our instructional time model, who works with the state of Arizona with the attendance for state reporting. And so it's just making a full circle. And so I thought this is probably could be clarified to the school board. And we want to make sure that when you hear about students who are under an instructional time model, you have, yep, we understand what that is, and we understand that this is now in perpetuity for years. So we have used this model for a few students. We want to reaffirm the use of the model that supports policy IC and ARS 5901.08 with better language. Here's our recommendation. It is the administrative recommendation of Yuma Elementary School District to reaffirm and approve the use of the instructional time model as presented and found in policy IC and ARS 5901.08 for the school year 26-27 and all subsequent years as policy dictates and remains in place.
Awesome.
Can I answer any questions?
No, this is for illnesses, hospitals, things like that.
Correct. Yeah. We have a couple of kids in the hospital right now.
We're able to continue the application.
Yeah, that's right. We can continue it and we can be paid for that too. And so this gives us that flexibility to do it.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
Obviously, they do all this on their Chromebooks.
That's right. That's right. And sometimes, well, we have a little kindergartner in the hospital right now, so they're not on a Chromebook, but they are doing a little packet of work that the teacher has prepared.
Yes. All right. No other discussions? Do we have a motion?
Discussion,
Oh, you do.
just one word. Under section 15901.08, the school district or charter school may satisfy. Can we change that to shall satisfy?
Where's that at?
Where are you?
In your policy IC, it reads the school district or
Oh,
charter
the
school.
actual policy, I see.
Gotcha.
Is there a way to convert the may to a shall?
Change to change that policy.
Yes,
Yeah, because
we-
the wording is a little bit,
Are you,
may is an option where shall is mandatory.
right, understand. We'll go through 2 hearings to change the policy. We can't do it right now.
Right.
But if that's what you want to put on the agenda to look at to see if that's a necessary change.
Is
We
it,
can
is it
do that.
necessary, I guess? I'll bring that to the board. Is that even necessary?
Being may shall is mandatory. You don't have an option.
Satisfy any other time.
And if we don't want it to be taken away, then it should be a shall.
If it's in our policy. Right? It's the action of the, see, I'm not familiar with the paragraph, so I would have to
I'm just reading it right here.
Yeah.
understand the context of the paragraph, because it is policy, therefore it's there.
Yeah.
And then the may and shall, the difference being shall is that there's no choice. That action has to be carried out, or whatever that context of that paragraph is.
Right. That's what my intent was, to protect this
And it comes from a house.
with the shall. But I mean, if it's not a, it's not,
Paragraph of IC.
it just says the school district or charter school may satisfy any of the time and hours requirements prescribed in statute in any manner prescribed in the district's or charter school's instructional time model adopted under section 15-901.08. I guess in just an attempt to protect that, is it even something that we need to worry about?
Yeah.
I guess is all I'm asking.
So is it a discretionary thing with the parent if the child's out sick and they choose not to?
So, yeah, we were just having a conversation. It allows that flexibility of that particular situation. So rather, a shall would say, now you have to go about doing it, but it might not be the best thing. Maybe I don't want to get into the, hey, you had to, hey, but I have a kid who's trying to get through a very delicate surgery right now, but would that force us to, well, you got to get in there, you got to get in there, and they're not ready to yet get in there. So the May gives us maybe that flexibility to, hey, at the right time and at the parent, and when the parents are ready for us to work with them. And so, and that's how we work with the hospitals.
It's appropriate there because if the parent says no,
If the kid's
or
in a coma,
right.
then we have a problem.
And this is, I think, the key thing to remember here is it's also the plans to provide flexibility so students are temporarily unable to attend school. This is not a long-term, this is not for the school year. This is a temporary, there's a situation for that student why they can't be physically at school.
Yes, that's a
Then
different,
otherwise there's a
that's called
different-
homebound. After 90 days, if a student is not going to be in our school district and the doctor says, hey, there's no way he's going to be here, he or she is going to be here for 90 days, calendar days, then we go to something called homebound.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Good question, though. I mean, every time we see
Yeah.
May and it should be a shall, we should always address that. Okay. Any other discussions? All right. Do we have a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we take the action item consideration to update and clarify the wording of instructional time model for Yuma Elementary School District 1 as written.
All right.
Second.
All right. Moved by Mr. Stoner, seconded by Ms. Anderson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right. Future agenda items. Do we have any future agenda items from any board members? No?
Is there like an end of the school year party?
Are you hosting?
I want to be there.
Make sure we get that donation in for the next board meeting.
I'm gonna do it.